For most wrestling fans, they can point to the exact moment that they first became aware of wrestling. Whether it was you were flipping through TV and came across it, or, like most people, were introduced to it by a family member. For us, me and my brother, the person who cemented our fandom in wrestling was our mother. And our mom was no ordinary fan. She's what you could consider a super fan. This is where our wrestling fandom started, where our mother first introduced us. During the late 90s, on any given Monday, we'd be either watching Monday Night Nitro or WWF Monday Night Raw. We purchased so many pay-per-views in this house. We saw classic moments like Shawn Michaels descending from the top of an arena during WrestleMania, to Stone Cold refusing to tap, bloodied, to Sting facing off against Hulk Hogan, all while gathered around the television, watching alongside of her mother, who'd be screaming like she was in the arena at the top of her lungs.
Number one, Hogan!
So, Mom,
Yes,
when did you start watching wrestling?
in the 70s. And then I watched it in the 80s. I got really into it because of Hulk Hogan. I'm a Hulkamaniac, as you can see.
You're a Hulkamaniac at heart?
Yes, I love Hulk Hogan. Love everything about him.
What's your favorite thing Hulk Hogan has done?
His, when he fought the Andre the Giant and won that match. I really like that match.
WrestleMania 3, Hulk Hogan versus Andre.
Mm-hmm. I loved it.
Even were Hulkamaniac when he became a bad guy.
Yes, NWO.
So NWO,
Mm-hmm.
when he turned into a bad guy,
I still loved him.
that was 96. That's right around the time I remember really like wrestling, getting into it. What do you remember most about in the 90s watching wrestling?
Him being out there all the time, coming out, playing his music, and everybody would, root for him. I always lost my voice because I loved him so much. Still do.
See, our mom was not only a diehard Hulkamaniac fan, but she lived Hulkamania. I'm telling you, man, growing up, that's all it was about. Red and yellow. Until he changed to black and white. And then it was Hollywood Hogan all day, every day.
Any like memories about watching it with us?
I watched it with my kids and then my dad. I got my kids into it. I take them to the shows at the Palace when the Palace was around. Yep.
Remember taking us to see Monday Nitro in a limousine?
Yes, I do. That was our first ride to the Palace. I got my chair I'm sitting in.
I remember we went to Gadzooks at the Genesee Valley Mall and got t-shirts that said security.
Uh-huh.
And,
So what'd you end up doing with those security shirts?
Well, we met wrestlers out in the parking lot, and they had security out there where we couldn't get up to them, and I did it anyways because I said I'm a security for wrestling, and I got to meet Booker T and a bunch of other wrestlers.
So you were able to get past security with the
Yep.
security?
I sure did. I loved every minute of it. We even went to the Saginaw, seen it.
Now, what about What about some wrestlers that you hated? Stone Cold, you hated him.
Oh, he gave me the middle finger, and I gave it right back to him. The one security guard told me to take my seat, and I grabbed my butt cheeks.
Did you eventually start liking Steve Austin?
Yeah, I like him, but I still like Hulk Hogan.
But in the beginning, you didn't care for him.
No, I did not.
What about Undertaker? You like Undertaker?
Yeah, he's okay, but Hulk Hogan's still number one to me.
Who you rooting for nowadays?
Hulk Hogan. I'm not rooting for John Cena.
Well, he ain't, Hogan don't wrestle no more.
It doesn't matter. I still root for him.
But
You see my shirt? I still wear it.
yeah, I know. But you also have other favorites out there right now.
Seth Rollins.
I was waiting for you to say Seth freaking Rollins.
Yeah, I love Seth Pickin' Rollins. He's my son. I call him my son.
So, Mom, you would say you're a super fan?
Very.
Big kid at heart?
Yes.
We just recently took you to a wrestling show in Lansing. Did you like that show?
Yes, I did.
A wrestler came out. One of their champions came out and interacted with you. Got your picture taken with you. You were booing him in the beginning of the show.
Right.
At the end of the show, I would say you were rooting for him. Would you say that?
Yeah.
So you like him now?
Yeah, he's okay, but I still like the Misfits better.
Right.
They're my favorite team.
Me and my siblings, we all have memories of our mother taking us to wrestling events, going to wrestling events with us. Whether it be her and my brother meeting wrestlers in a parking lot, pretending to be security, or when me and my mother went to Monday Night Raw and saw Shane McMahon return at the Little Caesars Arena after years of being gone. To my sister, who, less of a fan than us, but spent time with my mom watching wrestling, and even had my mom make her a special button of Rey Mysterio without his mask on. It's memories like this that we will always cherish and remember for the rest of our lives.
So, Mom, I got a
Yes.
surprise here. I went through storage and I came across some old pictures from when we went to Monday Nitro at the Palace of Auburn Hills, when we went to see WCW Thunder at the Saginaw Civic Center.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of indie shows we went to at the Dork Financial Center, which back in the day was called IMA Sports Arena. So I came across some pictures, and I just wanted to go over them with you and see what we can remember.
Tony Schiavone.
This one, we had our security t-shirts, the ones we got at Gadzooks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we would have never been able to make that happen if you wouldn't have came up with the idea to get our security shirt.
Ain't that the truth?
Look, there's Big Papa Pump. This one we had 4 seats.
Yeah.
Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner right there. Look, there's Goldberg.
Mm-hmm. Booker T should be in there.
Oh yeah, he is. Look, there's Ric Flair's son.
Mm-hmm.
Look, there's Rey Mysterio
Without his mask.
Without his mask.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Look, there's Kevin Nash.
Mm-hmm.
Right there, Kevin Nash.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see who he's gonna slam. I don't remember.
DDP.
Look, GI Bro.
Yeah, is Booker T.
Sean Stasiak.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Bischoff. Tony Schiavone, Mike Tenay, and Eric Bischoff at the announce table.
Mm-hmm.
Look, that's WCW Thunder.
Yeah, it is.
That was at Saginaw.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we ever went to WCW Thunder at the Palace. I think they were only at the Civic Center.
Right.
Yeah. Alright, there's Diamond Dallas Page.
Yeah.
There's DDP.
Mm-hmm.
Self high five. Bang! I don't even know who these guys are. They're cut off.
Yeah, that's how it was taken.
It might be 3 count.
Mm-hmm.
picture of their TV truck.
There's
Look, there's Judy Bagwell.
yeah,
Judy on the pole, Bagwell.
yeah,
And
and Buck
Buff.
Bagwell.
Buff the stuff. Look, there we are in our security shirts.
Yep. Show the camera. That's 3 count.
Yeah. You know who that is?
I forget his name.
That's Justin, my cousin that went with us in the limo.
Yeah.
Look, there's Kevin Nash. Look, this is how close we got to Booker T.
That's how close. From wearing them security shirts.
I'm not gonna say anything else about Booker T.
I love him. He's good.
We know you love Booker T. There's the outsider Kevin Nash. Big Papa Pump.
Mhm.
Thunder again.
Yes. Mhm.
Buff Bagwell. That security guard, the guy usher of the seats. He
Mhm.
does not look happy.
No, because we told him off.
There's some girl we met as a fan.
Mhm.
That was cool. I wonder who she was or whatever.
Yeah. She thought we were important because we had security.
Ernest the Cat Miller.
Yeah.
Big Papa Pump. That looks like Booker T in the ring at Thunder. Or no,
Mhm.
it's Nitro.
Nitro. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got close to a lot of them.
Yeah, that's Vince Russo wearing
Mhm.
a Sopranos t-shirt. 3 count.
Mhm.
Big Papa Pump.
Yeah.
Look, that's our back door on where we really started watching wrestling as a family.
Christener.
Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah.
Got my Insane Clown Posse griddle box sticker on my vision window.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are the days. Look, Dad's old work, man.
Mhm.
Mhm.
A lot of wrestlers there.
Hulk Hogan.
He was good with his fans.
Yeah, looks like the end of it. Looks like the end of it, man.
Yeah, but at least you found it for me.
That's cool.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to put some of these pictures online, man, in this video.
Yeah.
This is cool, man.
It sure is.
I remember we went to Myers and we took some of the pictures that we took. Remember we had the 110 old Kodak
Yep.
camera, the
Yep.
long skinny one, and then we had the Polaroids.
Yeah.
And then the Polaroids would suck because if they were like busy running or running around,
It'd be blurry.
It'd be blurry, so we'd have to try to wait for them to stand still real quick.
Yeah.
And then they'd look this big. But man, we sure went with some cameras trying to get what pictures we could.
Mhm.
It was great, man. I had so much fun with your mom back
Thank
then,
you.
so I wanna
I
say
appreciate
thank
you, son.
for being a great mom and taking me to wrestling shows and shit like that, man. It's awesome.
Thank you.
And, just them days, man. You were able to put something,
In memory.
in memory with me, like that I'm able to share with my son, and so like I remember taking my son, your grandson, of course, to see
Blake.
WWE Hell in a Cell,
Mhm.
and it was more of a nostalgic type of thing that I wanted to do with him because it was like the relationship that we had to
Mhm.
wrestling. So I was trying to instill that into him.
Right.
So that way, I could, take,
Right.
climb the ladder, so to speak, and generation after generation with wrestling, keeping in the family.
Yes, it sounds good.
Yeah. So he was able to see Shane McMahon jump off the cage at Hell in a Cell at Little Caesars Arena. So even though the Palace ain't there no more, we got new arenas in our state that we're able to go see wrestling at, man. And like we just took you to an indie show.
Mhm.
Well, I wouldn't mind, taking you to some more wrestling, and I'm gonna talk with Brim and see about taking you to SmackDown on Monday Night Raw. We're gonna try and make that happen. So
That sounds good.
Now, Mom,
Yes.
I didn't bring a whole photo of them. I brought one picture that I know Dan Bob is pretty jealous that I got this one. I know it.
I know
feel
it too.
And don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, I will throw it up on the screen for you. But do you remember this?
Yes, I do. I took it.
So this was where?
The IMA.
The IMA Sports Arena, aka the Dordt Financial Center, ladies and gentlemen. It's myself, my
Little
sister Grim, and Dan Bob with Gene Austin, Stone Cold's illegitimate cousin.
Brother.
Brother, yeah, it was his illegitimate brother.
He told
Gene
me he was his
Austin.
brother, and I could not, like,
You got, look, ladies and gentlemen, this will show you when I posted it on screen. Dan Bob is here, bald head, Austin 316 shirt on. This man was a diehard Austin fan.
He sure was.
He was stone cold stunning kids in school. But man, yeah, that brings up memories right there. I remember you taking us to meet Sable at one of the Detroit Vipers games.
Yes.
You remember that?
Yes, I do.
And what happened when we were there?
Her husband at the
Who?
time, Mark Merrill, had to be escorted out.
Had to be escorted out because a fan was being a little pervy with where he wanted her to sign his
Picture.
Beanie Baby doll.
Mhm.
Or, like little Beanie Baby. Like, remember wrestlers had
Yep.
like, it'd be like, say Sable across it or whatever, or Undertaker. Well, he had a Sable one. He was wanting her to sign it in certain places. And Mark Merrill got heated.
It took 10 or 12 men to take him out.
They had to escort him out of the autograph center. I remember this as a kid, like,
Mhm.
vividly. Just Mark Merrill getting dragged out of
We got our
the
picture
arena.
taken with her.
Man, for me, I just remember I didn't get to go to a ton of shows because I was younger, and you took Dan Bob to the shows with you a lot of times.
Mhm.
But I do remember, like so many pay-per-views, so many important moments in wrestling history that we watched
Yes.
together in the living room,
Yes.
just as a family, just surrounding the TV. My favorite match of all time, the Hell in a Cell with Undertaker and Mankind, where they started off on the cell,
Mm-hmm.
he threw him off the top. Man, that match right there. I recreated that match so many times with my toys. It was ridiculous. Like,
Unreal.
just unreal, yeah. I remember watching, Starrcade with Hogan and Sting.
Mm-hmm.
Survivor Series, the Screwjob.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I remember that going off air and being so confused. Like, what happened?
I remember running from upstairs, Grim, all the way down to Mom's room, screaming, Bret Hart signed WCW into the TV. He just said WCW and they aired it. I couldn't believe it, dude.
You made us such wrestling fans that when we couldn't even afford the pay-per-views,
Mm-hmm.
I remember me and Dan Bob, like, around the TV on the pay-per-view channel trying to, like, make out what was happening, when the pay-per-views would be all scrambled when you didn't order them. Man, you talk about cementing fandoms. You definitely did.
Thank you.
And you definitely have, like, carried it on to, like, the next generation as well, because I remember being in the car with Sister Grim's oldest daughter, and her telling me, this was when you were a John Cena fan still, her telling me that the three most important people were John Cena.
Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns.
At the time, she said John Cena.
What about AJ Styles? You love AJ
No,
Styles?
yeah,
too? Yes.
absolutely no.
Mom, we did this video for you for Mother's Day because we love you so much. I mean, you're the world's greatest mom. You showed us both professional wrestling, sports entertainment. You took us to so many shows. You showed us so many moments and memories in professional wrestling. We owe so much to you just for you showing us the simple things of life and professional wrestling. Mom, we hope you have a great Mother's Day. Me and Grim love you so much. Best mom ever. You're the world champ.